The future of paid parking in Rehoboth Beach. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with parking in the nation's summer capital.
It's something we've covered extensively, and you often see cars lined up in parking spots on Rehoboth Avenue. It's a big deal, especially in the summer. And the city is even considering extending the season longer. But after the summer season, of course, comes Sea Witch. That's a big part of this conversation, as Coast TV News reporter Zakia Jennings shows us. She's live in Rehoboth Beach. Zakia, locals say Sea Witch poses a different problem.
Maddie, locals tell me it's almost that time of year where they start to worry about parking again. It's this parking meter right here that is the cause for concern. Right now it is covered up, but come May 15th, it'll be up and running from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Monday through Friday at $4 an hour.
Rehoboth Beach's mayor and commissioners met at City Hall Monday morning to discuss a recommendation from the Parking and Traffic Study. That recommendation asks the city to consider expanding the permit and meter parking season.
I think that's sad.
Currently, the season runs May 15th to September 15th. The commissioners are looking at expanding that by just a month and a half, starting May 1st and ending October 31st. Local Linda Day doesn't think that's fair to the people who call Rehoboth home or to the businesses.
When they extend that parking thing, it just takes away from us coming down and visiting the shops.
Another option the city is considering would be charging for parking during Sea Witch Week. Under the current rules that falls outside of the paid parking season, a new proposal would charge you Monday through Thursday of that week in an effort to capitalize on the extra visitors. Though Jackie Sapio hopes people use the bus system instead of driving into Rehoboth anyway.
I think people would be better off learning the DART system and not to have to worry about whether their car was going to be towed or whether their car was in an area where they'd be ticketed.
If the city of Rehoboth does opt to change parking rules the week of Sea Witch, they would ban overnight parking on the Friday leading up to the parade, and cars would have to clear out by 4 p.m. that day in order for the city to set up for all the crowds and floats.
There was no final decision made at today's meeting. In the meeting, Mayor Stan Mills says the city, quote, has abandoned looking at any changes for 2025. They're now preparing for 2026. Nothing would go into effect this year. Live in Rehoboth Beach, Zakia Jennings, Coast TV News.
There's also a few different ways that parking could look in Rehoboth this summer. One option includes only adding weekends during the shoulder season, either $2 or $4 an hour, or $2 during the week and $4 on the weekends during the summer season, with free Wednesdays and $2 on the weekend in return during the shoulder season. All of this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is the biggest concern with extending that paid parking season?
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. Cost for locals has gone up even 2% more. 83% of people saying that's their biggest concern, though hurting business, tourism impact, and traffic a little bit of the vote there.
If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that. Go to coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. We'll show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11.